peace. Once again, it's your man R.H. Shin coming to you with the live. Yo, check it out, right? You know, I was recently emailed by a guy named Henry. I was his name. And Henry, you know, this video is for you, man. And basically, Henry asked, what's the greatest lesson that I've learned in pursuing going after entrepreneurship? All right, well, look. The greatest lesson that I've learned is that this shit ain't easy. You know, it's gonna challenge you in ways that you've never been challenged. You know, there's gonna be aspects of your days that are gonna seriously change on the spot, and you're not gonna have a plan, and you're gonna have made plans, and it's gonna be so frustrating. Relationships are gonna be falling apart. You're gonna want to spend time with her, or do your business and build your business and do what you can, and you got to catch it while you got momentum. You know, if you don't have you can't let your momentum die. So you got to keep your momentum while you're doing it and making it happen, and that's been very, very major. Another thing that I've learned is that it relates to a righteous pursuit. Like, you know, within the realm of righteousness, there's definitely responsibility. Like, to be righteous, you know, the first word in righteous is right. So if you right, and the only way to know if you right is to see if you could go forwards and backwards with it. What do I mean by that? It means if it applies to you like it applies to the other person, then when you dealt according to those rules or laws or ethics, then you was right. And if not, then there's no possible way that you could show that you're right. And now you can't really have that energy filled, that confidence, that you can stand up to anything that challenges you type of thing, you know. So that's big. I've learned that. You know, another thing, Henry, and you know, you guys out there, y'all might want to really just think a lot of, always plan ahead, you know, plan ahead. And even by starting to work around with little videos and things like this right here, this video, and learning to do different things, and like buying green screens and learning Adobe Premiere and different things like this, it just develops you in different ways, because now you know, damn, I got these new different skills. I only had the skills or something that I needed to obtain or develop because I had this goal. You know, so the goal is important. Like, the goal is what you shape the plan around. I got a goal, but I got a plan, which is a step-by-step, must be followed in order, systematic stages that must be followed in order. The certain amount too, you know, it's a formula. It's like packageable, it can be sold. Yeah. And that's something that, you know, to be considered, to really be considered. Another lesson that I learned is that I wasn't showing up my best in life. I wasn't giving my all to anything. And I've been thinking, you know, and talking as if I was giving my all, but I wasn't really giving my all. What I found out was this, that it's just really important to know that what you're giving, what I was given, wasn't enough to get this goal done. Like, each goal, when we set a goal, this goal over here requires this of us over here. And what I had been given of myself to things up to that point wasn't really the full maximum of who I am. So I failed at those things because I realized the business never failed me. Oh, these type of business don't work. It's never the type of business. And that's what I want you to understand. You know, it's never the type of business. It's the type of person you are. It's the type of mentality. It's the type of attitude that you have towards success. See, when a person, this is something I learned through experience right here. This experience speaking. When a person says, you say, yo, listen, you want to accomplish such and such or be rich in this day, they be like, yeah, what I got to do. The moment they ask what I got to do, they put themselves in a position. This is my perspective. But they put themselves in a position to where now they are just going to fail at whatever they're going after. You know, when the rules matter, when the rules matter, that's when you're not doing good no more. You're doing less than your best. You're giving less than your best, and it's showing up in the results. It's just my experience in life, just looking at things and just observing cause and effect. I make a decision, meaning I act on something or speak on something, because we have never made a decision until it's spoken or until it's acted on, and it has to be spoken for others to hear. Because that way others can have you under the social pressure that comes from them observing you like, yo, you said you was going to do this. What happened to that? So you need that. You know, you need that to be successful. Just my businesses never failed me. I've always failed my businesses, and that's something that I learned. And I was, you know, I watched the video. It was like the guy was explaining how he had did some sort of research, but it stuck with me though, because it gave me a little confidence. Sometimes you just hear little things that just give you the nugget to push to the next mile. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get to the next mile, you let that determine how you're going to get to the one after that. Something you find along the way, or when you get there, or that you can see from there that you just got enough strength just to make it to get that. So, you know, what I'm just saying in general, I had to give more than I've ever given to anything. I had to do things that I'd never done. I had to write advertisements and learn copy. Everybody else was partying, oh, you corny. They looking at me like, oh, you corny. You're not part of what we're doing anymore. And I'm like, I'm always part of what y'all doing. It's just in here. And in here, my mind on something else. My heart on something else. My emotions are also with my calculations. Like, I'm behind this pure vision, 100%. And I realized that what I was thinking was 100% of me being behind my goals was not me being behind my goals 100%. And that's something to find out. And I found out the hard way a lot of times, like, okay, this is less than what I'm really capable of. So what am I really capable of? And then I started looking at things a little bit differently from that perspective. So it's all on what we really want inside, like how bad we want it. Because, you know, some of us are going to reach a point where it's going to get frustrating and you're going to turn back for a second. But, you know, and everybody do, you cower, you know what I'm saying? You cover up, you know what I'm saying? But you got to come out there fighting and repositioning, you know, period. You always got to. You have to take advantage of anything that's in your way. That's the only way. And that's what I like about entrepreneurship. It's a truly a warrior's journey. So it relates to martial arts, and it relates to just those of us and those of you guys out there who have that that man's movement. You know what I'm talking about? It's the way I could word it is masculine energy, or yeah, but who got that? You know, those of us who have that assertiveness, border aggressiveness type of calm strength, so to speak. Yeah, that kind of thing. That's a beautiful thing. So what I've learned is never give less than my best, and never think that I know what my best is. That's okay. There you go, right there, Henry I. Never think you know what your best is. Just keep pushing. Just kids. If your heart's still beating, keep pushing. Let nature, forces, diseases, something take you out the game. But as far as you going back, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Period. Forward motion. Forward motion. Everything is steady. Everything gotta be steady. You know, for as far as you can see, you still gotta be. What's after this? What's after this? What's after this? And a lot of times when you brainstorming like that, you by yourself, so you're gonna change like how much you interacting with your peoples. You're gonna change. It's gonna be a lot of ways that you're gonna be interacting with your peoples that you wasn't before. It's gonna be ways that you're not gonna interact with them that you were before. That's gonna throw off energy on their level, because we all dependent on the energy of everything around us to remain in tune with, to have some sort of understanding or familiarity so we can feel comfortable that we know what things are, you know? But from me to you, just give and give. Like when you don't have nothing else to give, you break down emotionally sometimes before we break down actually as far as what we capable of output. And in terms of output, we break down faster emotionally than we break down in terms of what we're capable of producing and the output levels that can still be generated from within ourselves, of course. You know, it's ultimately, you know, to go from, you know, poverty background to go to a background where your income is produced legally, so you ain't got to worry about doing nothing illegal no more. You know what I'm saying? It's, or if you were ever doing something illegal, you know, or you ain't got to worry about asking people and being dependent on nobody. If you was ever dependent on somebody and asking somebody, then you know, the discomfort that come with that. There's a certain degree of discomfort that comes with that. I've done that too. I've been homeless, had nothing. And I just never gave up on myself. And I think one of the major things that allowed me to bounce back the way that I have done, and I've done it over and over again. I've, you know, slipped and fell, slipped and fell, slipped and fell, slipped and fell. So the journey, I think, is each time you fall, you realize that I wasn't giving what I was supposed to give for this goal right here. You know what I'm saying? This is a whole nother level right here. This is something you ain't never done. You ain't never did that. You would already know what it is if you had done it before. But you've never done it. And being that you've never done it, guess what? It's scary. Yeah, it's scary. I know it. I felt it. But fear, as they say, is false evidence appearing real. Nothing I ever feared really became an issue that I had to actually really deal with in real life. The things that I wasn't probably smart enough at the time to fear is the things that happened to me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, I'm probably vice versa. So it's, you know, fear is something that you got to study it. I can't study it for you because it's the understanding you need to see the world through your own lens that looks like that. But I can tell you that if you want to be a greater you, become an entrepreneur, because it's going to pull things out of you and force you into a place within yourself where you're generating so much energy that literally they could power the whole city around you off of your focus. Yeah, that's a fact. Everybody around me feels that. They comment on that, little things like that, my energy. And you gotta make sure you got the right woman in your life, period. The right energy. It's something you gotta make sure. You have to. Everything that we are in life will show up in the results. And what we are is our focus. We are the result of our focus mentally. In the hood, if that's where you are, what you focusing on, if it's your right in front of you, the graffiti, the piss on the walls, the piss in the elevator and the staircase, the gum all over the concrete, the little black marks ruining the beauty in your neighborhood, the big cans right here, the bottles, cigarette boxes, all of that. And you can't look at that in your mind. Like, your eyes gonna see it, but you can't look at that in your mind. You got to look in your mind at where you striving to be living. Yeah, you gotta see it, say in your mind, you got to be walking around in the penthouse like, oh, hold up, man, let me, you know, you take your rag out your pocket in your mind and wipe that off right there, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, for real, like, two visions. You know, it's what you see with your eyes and then what you see with your mind. But if you make that align together, looking at the wrong shit, you fucking your potential for success up. We've all done it. So it's no big deal, you feel me? But that's what you're doing. And I know that's not what you want to do. I know it. I mean, I ain't got to even know you to know that. So, you know, Henry, that's what I've learned. I've learned so much about what you got to give, what I had to give, you know what I'm saying, and what I'm still having to give, and I'm gonna have to give more. What I'm gonna have to give in the future is, what I'm giving now is not even relative to what I got to give in the future. Because what I have to give in the future, what I'm giving now wouldn't even make the cut. So it's like on the way to the higher plane, I'm becoming stronger, which will allow me to give more, which will allow me to receive more, which is what I'm aiming at. And it's that kind of success, is that kind of thing, like, period. Don't think it's not. You're going to have to be able to give more. What are you going to give? You can't expect people just, you want to be a millionaire, 1 million people just going to walk up to you with $1. Come on, man. Put yourself in position to where you can get the dollar from the people, because the people want to give you the dollar. It's simpler to make the people want to give you the dollar than it is to try to chase the people down about the dollar. This is where engineering wealth kicks in. And you should have been already checked out my book. You know, if not, there'll be a link in the description below, so you can check it out. Engineering Wealth, The Entrepreneur's Secret, by yours truly, R.H. Shin. And yeah, that's it. Give more than you've ever given. And every time you're thinking you're giving more than you just gave, give some more. Give freely. And the laws of the universe will bring it back to you and give it back to you freely. And that's what we want. That's what we're here for. Once again, Finance-Driven Group. It's your man R.H. Shin here always. Stay in tune, stay connected. Hook up with us on Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can be updated about the next videos and everything that we got going on, because, you know, we just gonna bring it to you. G code, keep it truth. G for God, and we gonna keep it truth. You know what I'm saying? God is the author of truth. So what I'm saying, G code, what I'm saying is, we're gonna bring it to you in a code that's consistent with all truth and power. Right. From within self. Let me add that. So if you're about truth and power within yourself, hit the subscribe button, because this is what you're gonna be getting right here with your man R.H. Shin. Peace.